Hey everyone. Hi. Hello. Welcome to another exciting episode of Alison Rosen is your new best friend. It is Friday afternoon for us, Monday morning, presumably for you. I am sitting in Pod Cabin, which has a bit of a stink, and we'll get to that with your husband and mine, America's husband, Daniel Quantz. Hello.
Hi.
How is it going?
I am paranoid about one of the cameras not recording. This is like OCD.
Yeah. Well, that's what happened to us last time. We were burned. We set up everything. We did probably one of our best shows ever because that's when it happened.
Visually, it was one of the best.
It was dynamic. It was everything that you want. And then I can't find my goddamn Quantz drop. How do they do this, Daniel? How do they do this?
Professional?
It's just chaos for me.
I know.
Yeah. No, but I mean, somewhere.
You need a soundboard.
I know. And I had one on my iPad that was given to the kids and then someone I mean, it's obsolete at this point anyway, but
right.
You know what? If you want a fucking news story, not a news story, a news theme, I have 12,000 of those, but I can't find Quantz.
Hi, Senor Penis Face.
I got that.
There you go.
But anyway, yeah. And then we went and we looked at the camera. My shot was perfection. It was like, it was like the opening tracking shot of Touch of Evil. Right. Is that what that movie's called?
There is a movie called Touch of Evil.
And it was Greg Toland, DP,
okay,
single tracking shot.
Why do you know this?
Because I took a media studies class. Okay. I know like a dot of film history. Mooey Bridge. Horse. You know about the horse? I do. Yeah, I bet you, because you were a film major.
Big film nerd.
Is it called Touch of Evil though?
Yeah, Orson Welles.
That was what my shot was. It was filmic perfection. Mm-hmm. And then your shot was 8,000 still photos with a few 1-second videos.
It was so weird. I think that the clasp that holds it on the tripod was maybe pinching.
I'll never forgive.
Yeah.
I won't.
Pinching one of the buttons, but like
probably the shutter.
Where it was like on off, on off, on off, on off.
So we had this fantasy that we'll just string it together, but that didn't work. So as we record this,
it's going to take forever for me to
we're still trying to edit it. And when I say we, I mean you. It's a tiny bit of red paper.
It's a lot more work than I thought it was going to be, actually.
Really? Why?
Because each photo...
so what we did is we took a bunch of funny reaction shots of you listening, and we're just going to drop those in.
Because, first of all, I have to go through and decide where they go and which one, which takes a long time. And then for each one, I have to individually like crop it and do
really?
Things. So it's just like a lot of work.
How far are you right now?
2 minutes.
Are you fucking?
Like 3 minutes. It took me like an hour to get. And did you hear that?
No, what was it?
There's like a fly that's buzzing right. Sounds like it's right in my fucking ear.
We'll take your headphones off. Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
Let it out.
So, yeah, it's just going to take a while.
But wait a second. You and I were working on it together. This is what they have come to see. You and I were working on it together, and we were like, past 3 minutes. Was that just a rough? Mm-hmm. Like a string out or whatever they call it? Mm-hmm. So you've gone back to tighten up what you and I had done together, and now you're on minute 2.
Well, I might be a little further than that, but I'm not that far in.
Is the public ever going to see this video?
I don't know. We'll see.
All right. So anyway, hopefully this one goes better. Now, let's just address another thing that they can't see if they're only listening, and they also can't see if they're watching the video. God willing, which is, and I know that with my constant discussion of the flies that we encounter in here and whatnot, I'm making the studio sound so disgusting, and I'm making us sound disgusting. And I would encourage anyone who's curious, youtube.com/Alison Rosen. You can see it's visual delight. It's like ambrosia for the eyes.
Yeah. But if you're just listening, you'd think that
it's dead mouse for the nose.
Yeah.
Something happened. You and I it's been hot in Burbank. Mm-hmm. It's like that show with Betty White, Hot in Burbank. Yeah. Walked into the studio.
Was there a show called Hot in Burbank?
No, it was called Hot in Cleveland. Oh. We walked into the studio last week and we both went, what is that? And how is it that we both know what dead animal smells like?
I would ask, before I had ever experienced that smell, or the first time I encountered that smell, I knew exactly what it was. Like, why do you know? I think instinctively you know.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't. I think that I learned about it in college. I'm just kidding. But no, I know about it because at my parents' house, there was a dead mouse in like the dryer vent or something.
Ugh.
It's a very
scent.
specific, upsetting scent.
So
we got some wafts of that coming in the studio, but then we, did our sniffs all around, couldn't find it anywhere. So then I was like, I think it's probably outside of the studio, but we'll know if it's here, if the smell gets more intense and there's more flies. There were no flies at the time. And then you opened all the windows.
Yeah.
And the smell went away.
After a few days.
So we were like, oh, hooray.
And then I closed the windows to do the show. And
just now, like 15 minutes ago. And now we're smelling it again.
Yeah. But the weird thing is, like, this studio doesn't have like
blocks of cheese.
Well, there's no, it's small. So it's not like we can look around. There's not anything visible.
Well, but there are, like in that corner where we have the blanket, and in that corner where the drums covered in blankets, and in the fireplace and stuff. But I just think, not to be super gross, but if there was, the smell would have become exponentially more disgusting.
If there was a dead mouse or rat, it would be way stronger. It's like,
could a dead bug create the smell?
I don't think so.
No, I think it's outside of the studio, or it's like if there's a way to be trapped in the walls. But no, that would be worse too.
But I don't think these walls. Well, it's just weird. I don't know.
Listen, don't take this the wrong way. But we did sniff chat. There was a lot of odors in here. No,
it's not.
I know.
None of the perfumes
mixed together create dead mouse.
The accord of dead, rotting flesh. Although there are
I'm
some
sure
that will incorporate.
Why did that not play?
He's a little perv.
You know what I'm wondering? Because I'm sitting here looking at the mini split. Could it be piping in rodent scent? Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
So where does that mean it is then?
Behind.
But in the machine, or just
No. I was thinking maybe it draws air from outside. So it's like maybe outside the studio behind, there might be a dead something or other.
But I would think that would even be creating. Oh my God. I'm sorry. I'm having a meltdown.
Well, let's get it together here, Rosen.
Yeah. Give me a second. You tell them something important.
What are you interested in? Well, like I was saying, there are fragrances that simulate really dark things, and I've seen a note of like dead stuff. There's one perfume that is funeral. It's like funeral home.
Oh, what is it, like formaldehyde?
The note, like one of the notes is like decaying flowers, like dying flowers. You know how that smell of flowers?
Yeah, that's gross.
So it's got that and like moldy carpet, and it's meant to simulate the smell of being in like an old funeral home. And apparently it really captures the smell of the dead flowers, at least, with the other things like sort of in the background. But it's like, I mean, I actually get why certain people would want that, would like that, want to put it on. I think there are people who wear stuff like that because they want the opposite effect of, attracting people and smelling good. They want to be a little bit off-putting or create a bit of a, an edgy mood. But
look at my balls.
But not for me.
Quants. Yeah. You sent me a TikTok of a woman who wears an evening scent, and I did watch it, and each scent was better than the one before. She had a lot of diptyque, and I like their candles. But I was actually thinking about this. I was thinking, for the people who like wear a scent all the time, and I guess I do, but it's light, you know, but the ones who are like, some days I want to wear a bourbon vanille, and then other days I want to wear it's like sitting on a mound of hay drinking a milky tea. Ooh, this one has and everything was cozy. Each one was more cozy.
Well,
than
she was
the
talking
last.
about
Nighttime scents.
She was picking out cozy scents.
Yeah.
For nighttime.
I mean, I guess I get it. I like scented candles, but the people who are constantly wearing them when they go out, is it for them or is it for other people?
It depends. I've seen like, there are people, both. Like, I think there's a lot of people, maybe most people wear, you know, perfumes because they want to get compliments and they want
this is the cachet in the fragrance world. You were telling me it's like what one gets the most compliments.
Yeah, and I really don't relate to that.
Yeah,
I mean, not that I don't want to. I want to smell good. I guess I don't want to smell. I don't want to smell offensive, right? Like I don't want to be.
Well, the whole thing is that you with fragrance. Mm-hmm. If anyone's just tuning in for the first time, they're probably like, "Did we tune into a fragrance podcast?" Possibly.
It's what's
We're
what's popular
not
right now.
A fragrance podcast. However, Daniel has become interested in the world of scents, and he might begin creating his own fragrances.
I've already got.
We've already sunk a small fortune into notes and accords.
Well, I
and a cool
already
stand.
have. I'm creating my little lab. I've got all of my equipment. I've got a lot of different chemicals and materials. It's happening.
Do you wear a lab coat or goggles, safety equipment? This is chemistry.
I will have to wear goggles for some of it.
Do you need to make use of my AP Chem experience?
I am learning chemistry and on a as needed basis. I was never
Might
really
I
into
provide
chemistry.
you with molecular molar weight or molecular weight or Avogadro's number?
I may need your expertise.
Periodic table of the elements.
Molecular weight
Bunsen burner
is important. No, I don't need heat. You don't really apply.
A pipette.
I have pipettes. I have glass stirrers. I have all of the beakers. I have the
lab
graduated.
Station.
I have that.
Do you have lab deodorant? That's disgusting.
No.
That's more of a biology thing. Do you know like what magnesium or manganese looks like when it burns? I'm just trying to think of anything from that class. I don't remember anything else.
It didn't stay with you, did it?
No.
For some reason, I didn't love chemistry, and I look back on it, and I think I should have.
Because look at you now.
Well, but also it's interesting, and
Not
there's all
that
sorts of fun stuff. I think
it's very math.
I think the problem that I had with chemistry was. It was molecule based, and you're talking about the numbers of electrons and these and the pairings of the things. And
do you remember what the other things are?
There's protons, neutrons, and electrons.
And do you remember any qualities of them?
Well, I don't. It's like there's so many of
electrons
per proton.
If I remember correctly,
but like they can exchange, and when they exchange them, or one is like when a molecule loses one, then it becomes some way, and then if it has that's where it
has to do with the positive or negative charge ions.
Anything really about it, but I don't really have to know it that well for this. I really just have to know. Like emulsification and how things interact, certain chemicals interact with one another. It's interesting because a lot of the synthetics in perfumes are just like, but you just have to know like whatever. No one cares about this shit. But I am going to play around with it, and it's going to be fun.
Get to the point
for one of us.
So it's going to be Headache City for the other one of us.
We're talking about very, very small amounts. I'm not like going to be filling the room with aromas.
So you say. Botox, to go on about chemistry, Botox is like the most tiniest little amount that can, paralyze the world, all the women in the world, and some men too. So anyway, what I was going to say was, I believe the notion with fragrance is that you want to smell it when you get close to the person. You don't want to enter the room. But these perfume people, not so. Also, this lady, that I was watching her thing. She's like, look at the dent in that. And I was like, are her glass bottles denting? And then I realized, is dent the term for how much you've
She's
used?
used a bunch.
You really have to overspray the rice lotus one.
Yeah.
She made me want to smell it though, because she said it's like the best smelling thing she's ever smelled.
Yeah, I mean, like everyone has different tastes, right?
Yeah.
Like she likes rose, and
I don't.
And for me, it's like when I smell rose, it's so grandma.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it's that smell. The rose smells more like a funeral home to me.
Well, according to Lizzie Cooperman, shout out to Lizzie Cooperman, like years ago, she said it and it stuck in my head. The rose game has changed.
What did she mean by that?
She just meant there's new rose scents that aren't grandma-y. Also, I need to give a shout out to Lizzie Cooperman's Substack. Hang on. Rush into the comments, not the comments, rush into Substack. Because she is such a good writer. And she has a Substack. It's very new. She's only put up a few, but she's talking about this woman who worked at this doctor's, because, she's had a lot of medical stuff because she had a stroke. And so there's this medicine she has to be on. She had Lyme disease and then had a stroke. And this woman, she describes her skin as tanned and wrinkled, like a gravy that sat out for too long. It's like, she is such a good writer.
Good.
Yeah. I would read a book of hers.
She should write a book.
She should write a book. But I'd be remiss if I didn't let everyone know that I also have a Substack.
What?
I have a Substack. AlisonRosen.substack.com. But that's not all. If you're like, how do I support her? You could also support me by going to Patreon.
Patreon.com/Alison Rosen.
Because weekly we do a news episode where we talk about news and we also talk about our lives. And then there's a level where I could text you and you can text me back. And there are texted all sorts of pictures this week. It's just fun. Once again, that's
Patreon.com/Alison Rosen.
Thank you. Okay. What were you saying?
Oh, I don't know. But Lizzie was talking about the Victoria's Secret perfume.
I think so, because she briefly worked there.
I've come to find out that people respect the Victoria's Secret perfumes, actually. And you know who else apparently makes good is Banana Republic. So if you wanted to buy...
Well, back in the day, Gap scents.
I remember those, like grass. I just remember they had
very
grass.
Popular.
Why you'd want to smell like... Although, it's funny, that koala scent smelled like fresh cut grass.
Oh, yeah. I think I liked that.
The zoology. But the... Banana Republic makes some... I don't know if they're dupes of Tom Ford fragrances, but they kind of are, and apparently they're really good. So anyway, whatever. Who cares?
Not this gal.
Nope, not you.
I have a list here. Video update. We already did that. All right, let's get to our Spotify comments, shall we?
Yeah, let's do it.
We don't have something to play when we go into them, so let's come up with one. Comments. We want your comments. Ooh, comments. Yeah.
I thought we had a comment.
We have Alison wants your iTunes comments.
Oh.
This is Spotify, though.
Spotify is a darker vibe, so it's got to be more of a like...
Ooh, wait a minute. If I could find that, then we can just sing Spotify instead of iTunes. But I still want you to listen wherever you listen. Please leave your reviews wherever. But let's just see here real fast. That would be in... I don't know. It might be hard for me to find that.
All right. Well,
no, I'm gonna look.
Okay.
I'm gonna. Let's iTunes comments. Oh yeah. Here we go. So get ready to
can't
sing.
wait.
Alison wants your
Spotify.
iTunes comments. Alison wants them. Yes, she does. Please leave her some
Spotify.
comments and don't forget to click 5 stars.
I don't think there's stars.
Spotify.
We're gonna have to do it again because I know that you have a better one in you. Okay?
Alison wants your
Spotify.
comments. Alison wants them. Yes, she does. Please leave her some
Spotify.
comments and don't forget to click 5 stars.
Spotify. Yeah. So good. If I didn't respect my audience so much, I'd go for a third time. Okay. Alex Mendez says, I have to say, I think Cody made sense at the end. Now, to this I said, I don't think I've ever had someone named Cody on my show, have I? But it was on the episode where we called In and Out. We called the In and Out number. Do you remember Brooke Dillman and Jeff were here? and she wanted to know why everything has to be made to order at the time you order it at In-N-Out.
I don't remember her calling.
I called them.
You called In-N-Out?
Yeah.
I don't recall.
Were you not on that episode? Maybe you weren't on the episode. I feel like you were, though.
Was it recently?
Within the last 5 months?
Well, because if it was in the last 2 weeks, then I wasn't on that episode.
No, it wasn't. Anyway, yeah, I called like their consumer. I called a number to find out what the story was, because she's like, you have a line full of people. You know, they all are going to, at the very least, want a burger. Why can't you get the burgers on the grill? Yeah. Okay.
What do you say?
So Cody was the guy from In-N-Out. I have to say, I think Cody made sense at the end. The problem is linking up an order of fries and a burger, since orders are filled in order, but there may be a longer wait for one or the other depending on the orders already waiting. I'm sorry. That was poetry. Can I read that again?
I know, but it's too much math.
The problem is, I know, this is AP Chem all over again. The problem is linking up an order of fries and a burger, since orders are filled in order, but there may be a longer wait for one or the other depending on the orders already waiting. Oh my God. There's a thing in, is it a paradiddle? I don't think so. There's like a drumming thing where it'll go like do 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 do. Like this is like it's like a palindrome of language.
There was a headline today that was like, I can't remember the headline exactly, but it was like someone like is canned at can, and then it continues, and it's like, because they got an injury in jury duty, like it was so it was like injury.
I mean, it's showing off, but I like it. Yeah,
like good. It was so fun the way that she and someone was like, "This is great," and then the person who wrote the headline like quote tweeted is like with a hand raised, like, and you could tell that she's very young.
Yeah, where was it printed?
Oh, it was some New York.
Was it New York Post?
No, but it was like one of those New York papers. It wasn't the Post.
Because you know about the very famous like headless body found in topless bar.
People were commenting like, this is just as good as that.
Yeah. Ooh, I got to read it. Okay. Craig says, yay, Emily Fleming. I love her energy on everything. Also, I love the word caboodle, but I have no idea what that is. Again, guys.
I did not know caboodle referred to a real thing until Emily came with her caboodle.
Well, what does it mean before?
I just thought it was one of those nonsense words like tchotchke or Liberty Gibbet.
But it's a. You mean you didn't know there was a brand of like
I didn't know that it referred to an actual
cases.
Thing.
Yes, but I think it's because of the kit and the caboodle. Like, I wonder what it means before it was called that.
Oh, wait. Caboodle was a word before caboodle?
I believe.
Oh, so now I'm back to where I was in the first place.
I like Spotify too says, love you guys. I will tell all my friends. Thank you.
Please, everybody do that, please. Trying
to figure out who kept interrupting Daniel with drops. Then pow, LOL, I won't spoil it. Probably me. Alex Mendez. Oh, Alex Mendez has a lot to say, and I like that. As someone getting into Diablo 4 Lord of Hatred and oh, this is Jenna's Halloween. This is an old one he's commenting on. And remembering how Blizzard makes amazing cinematics, I'm proud of that kid for trying to spec as a necro with that soul harvester.
No idea what he's talking about, but I agree.
Alex says, yes, Men has the wildest end sequence, even with the buildup. I think that Alex has gone back. What's happening?
Men has the what? I'm not.
I don't know. It's something we were talking about. It sounds like Jeff, the guest, not the producer, would really like the streamer Kit Boga. Sure. That one was on clavicle tapping. Remember when we
tapped your clav?
We were sitting on the couch.
You fell asleep.
Watching Dancing with the Stars.
I tapped you awake by tapping on your clavicle.
But you didn't realize what you were just like. You just went like that, right? You weren't trying to. And I just went, stop that right now. But I didn't mean to sound like that. I had been asleep, and then
when you're tired,
I become very stern.
You're just like, fuck the world.
Well,
okay. It's fine. I get it.
Nathan Mendenhall, I also have better success with sugar dissolved in water for hummingbirds. So for anyone who's just tuning in,
We got to do that still.
we have a hummingbird feeder, but and I bought nectar, but no birds. So I think that the store bought.
Maybe this weekend we should.
Yeah, nectar is apparently that's the
Do we
ish.
need to dye it red though? Don't
No.
they respond to color? No.
That's yesterday's hummingbird news.
Okay.
I also have.
Wouldn't it be fun though if you dyed it different colors and then it would turn them like carnations?
Yes.
Like we give them like green, they'd turn green, or red, they'd turn red.
That's how you dye a carnation?
You put the carnation in colored water and then the carnation turns different. You didn't know that?
No. And I majored in AP Chem.
You didn't major in flowers. Though.
No. You know, we should try. Our kids would love that.
Oh, I know.
Can we talk about the fact that when you and I were growing up, what's your memory of, this is maraschino cherry chat,
Yeah.
and this is also snack chat, and this is also pistachio chat. What is your
It's a lot of
memory? It's a lot of chats. What maraschino cherries were available back when we were growing up?
Well, mostly the red ones. There were green ones too.
That's where I'm driving. That's where I'm going.
They were less common.
Right, but now you can't find them. I don't think. Maybe
I
in a
feel like the
fruitcake.
green ones were for baking. Like the green ones
like
were
for
for
fruitcakes?
fruitcakes, and no one makes fruitcakes anymore because it became a joke.
It did, but have you ever had a good fruitcake?
Fruitcakes
They
can be-
exist. They're
can be
fine.
good, yeah.
Okay, and then pistachios. What's your memory?
I feel like I bet you someone's already done this. Someone in Brooklyn makes like artisanal fucking fruitcakes.
Yeah,
You
they're
know
like, this is
some-
our olive oil loaf, but it's
you
fruitcake.
know some jackass
Fucking hate that person.
fucking does that. Okay, go
That
ahead.
person smells like a funeral home, but the hip kind.
Yeah.
Pistachios. What's your memory?
What's my memory of pistachios?
Daniel, try to keep.
Are you
up,
talking
please.
about them being green or something?
And pink or red, and now you don't see
Yes,
that anymore.
yes,
they used
they
to dye
were.
your fingertips.
Why did they do that? Because
For fun? I don't know. All right. Craig, I love words. Craig, me too. And that news segment was so fun. Brandy Posey and Dave Lyons were great. Yes. Thank you. Did I already read that one? I don't know. But I love the love for the words segment.
What words do you like? Do you like? What words do you like? Do you like?
if Tony makes a jingle, then that's a segment that's never going away.
Do you want it to go away?
No, I'm just saying.
You have put the nail in the coffin that was the beans segment, and everyone fucking loved that. And it had a rockin' tune.
That's what I'm saying. Like, but the pressure to keep it going.
But words.
Hang on a second. I got to adjust my foot.
Is it time for? It's time for foot chat.
There we go. Oh, thank God. Okay.
It's so weird because you adjusted into a direction that to me seems you're more pretzeled now.
Yeah, but I needed to bend my leg.
Okay. I will kill this show before I kill the word segment. Dun dun dun. That's how much I like it. Do you think you can come up with a word each time? You're gonna have to.
I'll just randomly pull a word out of my tuchus.
Duty.
Well, one thing with the word segment is, is it that,
Yeah, boy.
do you want me to come up with words that are fascinating or interesting words, or words that I like to use, or words that I like the sound of?
So what this says to me is that you don't read the emails that I send to the guests that you're
Never.
CC'd on.
Literally
Because I
never.
explained the segment in
would-
that email.
And I will never.
Don't you ever want to know what segments we're going to be doing?
No.
I explained the segment and I said it can be any criteria. It could be a word you like the sound of, a word you like the meaning of. It can be anything. I said eventually I'm sure someone will pick fuck, but I prefer to not go in that direction. Because someone's going to be like, I like the word duty, you know.
Yeah.
But so far the words have been wonderful.
Okay. All right.
So really it can be, aren't there any words that just tickle your nutsack?
Probably. I'll think about it.
Okay, great. So I went to a gala.
Yes, you did. Once again, you abandoned your family.
I abandoned my family.
You love to abandon your family.
You've never abandoned the family, have
I know.
you?
That's-
Like, have you never?
no, I would never.
I have abandoned the family twice for Sketchfest, once to go away with
Went on
my
a girls'
sister
trip
for a
with your
girls'
sister.
trip. Oh, and then when I went to New York for this, and then to go to the gala. Are we going with gala or gala? What do you think?
I call it gala.
Because Wendy and
I go gala.
Oh, really? Because Wendy and I were saying gala, I think. So anyway, Wendy Molyneux, aka Wendy the human, not to be confused with our Wendy the dog, friend from college, frequent guest of the show, sent me a text and said, "Do you want to go to this weird celebrity gala thing tomorrow from, at the Beverly Hills Hotel from this time to this time?" And I said, "Fuck yes, I do."
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
Go ahead.
Can you imagine turning that down? And it just lined up perfectly that I was able to.
Yeah.
So it was a gala. Oh, now I see that fly. For the Center for Reproductive Rights.
Right.
Which is this group of lawyers that fights for reproductive rights in the courts and stuff.
Yep.
And it was at the Beverly Hills Hotel. I've never been to a gala. As soon as we walked in, everyone was very nice.
We did actually go to one.
Yes,
together.
for sex trafficking.
Yes. In support of sex trafficking.
Yeah.
It was
We trafficked 9
not
to
very
10
many people showed up. It was, but we were there.
Do you ever look back on that and wonder, was that secretly right wing? It wasn't though, because what's her name who spoke at it?
Susan Estrich?
Yes. But the reason I say that is because I feel like sex trafficking is a right wing. They love that one.
It's become that.
Yeah.
Because of they all thought that
because of the
Epstein they all thought Epstein was going to be worse for Democrats.
Right.
Psych. Yeah. But so they were into it for a while.
So we did go to one gala, but it was different than this.
Sure.
So we get there, they usher us in, and then we sign in and they hand us a paddle with a number on it. And I am like, at this point, afraid that I will accidentally flash my paddle.
And you knew though that this was for some sort of auction.
I knew
situation.
I knew that the paddle had to do with giving money. And Wendy had already said in the car, "Do not feel pressured." And I already knew I was going to feel pressured because when you're in that environment,
right?
Sudden,
they put on the pressure.
They started with $25,000, and paddles went up.
But this was,
I was just like, it was like when there's children crossing the street and you like smash your brake. I was like, I'm gonna put my paddle under my knee.
What was weird about this is that they weren't auctioning anything off.
There were no rewards or anything.
It's not like you were bidding for something cool, like a weekend at the fucking Lowe's, blah 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 blah. It's like, no, it's just who wants to
You're
give
just
this
giving
amount of money.
Yeah. So Elizabeth Banks opened it. Oh, it was so, you know what? This detail's not important, but it was like the loudest room I've ever been in. It was so not acoustically set up for galas when we first got there.
Galas.
Yeah. And then we went outside, and then when you go into the ballroom, there's a bunch of chairs. I guess there's like 500 people or so there. Elizabeth Banks opened it and then introduced Casey Wilson and Danielle Schneider. You know who that is, right? You know who they are. They have a podcast called Bitch Sesh, or maybe it was Elizabeth Banks, and then there's 4 chairwomen, and she was one of them. And then they did. All I know is when they brought out Casey and Danielle, they called it Bitch Fest. And Casey and Danielle didn't correct them. And I thought, I wonder if they were tempted to. So then they were very funny. And then they brought out like the president of the organization, she was like if Hillary Clinton was more Hollywood. She was the most polished,
like put together more,
in a pantsuit, but like the most polished, put together. Like I heard people say, like, was she AI? But in a complimentary way, And I feel like there was like a filter on her in real life. I decided she's who they would cast to play a female president on a show like 24.
Okay.
I don't know. She was so well spoken and put together and
What was
really
her
moving.
job? What did she do for a living?
She's the head of this foundation.
Lawyer.
Yeah, they're all lawyers. It's interesting because and then they had a doctor who spoke, and a thing with a film strip, if you will. I both felt encouraged by the evening because like there's this team of lawyers who are protecting rights, and discouraged by them talking about the state of things.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. And they put up a map and they showed like, okay, they call them the free states and the unfree states. And so they showed where there's complete bans, where there's 6-week bans, where I was surprised. I was saying to you, I was surprised that Utah is considered one of the free states. And then you were saying Mormons don't always align with what you think they're going to align with.
Just they're a different breed of Republican.
Yeah. So anyway, okay. And so then they begin, and it's not bidding, it's just donating. So who wants to donate $25,000? Is it against gala protocol for me to tell you who donated 25? Probably is. Damn.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say there were some names that you've heard of. A lot of them. And then they get down to like who will pledge $100. And at that point, that was the last one. And at that point, it was like, if you'll pledge $100, just put your paddle in this basket. And that's your pledge.
That's the basket of shame.
Yeah.
The poor people's basket.
But there was a woman near us who we were chatting with. And then she got up and took off when they started the paddle business. And I was like, oh, this is not her first gala.
I noticed that at the sex trafficking one.
But I don't remember any donation at the sex trafficking one. Was there? There was also finger foods, which were good. And then I had a Bodino at the end, which was quite delicious. And I ran into the mother of one of the kids who had gone, who we did preschool. And she, and I sat there and I was like, I know her. It was a confusing evening of like, do I know this person? Have I seen them on TV? What's going on? So first I thought she was a celebrity. And then I'm like, wait, no, I know her. And then I'm like, I know her son was named Will. Crap, what's her name? And then I had to look her up on Instagram and there wasn't great service there. And then immediately she's like, how's Owen? Like, oh, you're good. She didn't even have to place me. She's immediately with the new nose and everything.
I'm so jealous of people who are good at that.
And then for a second, I couldn't remember if we had been there with Elliot or Owen, and I had this blank look on my face. And then she's like, Will. And I was like, no, I want to follow up with her and be like, no, I knew your son's name. I just couldn't remember your name, but I don't really want to say that. So I had a conversation with her. It was also really, really fun to catch up with Wendy because it had been a while since we caught up, and I just recently reread all those papers and stuff from college.
Did you talk to her about that?
Yes, I did, because there was I forgot. So she and I were both English majors, and we were on a committee together, which I'd completely forgotten about. And she remembered that very clearly. She's like, I remember that so clearly because that's what made me decide I didn't want to become an English professor, which I didn't know she had been considering that at one point. So yeah, it was just, I have had a lighter spirit this week. And I went to the thing with Wendy, and then I've also been in touch with. It was
because of the Ren Fair that you're
had a
still on a high. You're still glowing.
Exactly. And then I saw my old friend Dustin Goot.
Okay.
And then also my friend Jeannie in Spain called me one morning.
So you're connecting with old friends.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if that is why my spirit is lighter.
Yeah, maybe. It's good to connect with friends.
Good friends are like a cradle.
Yeah.
They lifts you a little bit. I don't know.
Oh, we need to put that needlepoint.
Good friends are like a cradle that lifts you a little bit. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, so did Wendy, when you were telling Wendy about reading the papers, was she like, oh yeah, everyone knew that you had a problem?
No, not having a voice. No. She's like.
That was like the thing about you.
No, not at all. She's like, maybe you didn't have a voice in your academic writing, but that doesn't mean you were a person who didn't have a voice. So I don't get the sense that that's what they all thought of me. But I also think I was searching for who I was, and I didn't
Who the
trust
fuck was it?
Right, who isn't? Is everyone's 20s just a mess? Because you and I are rewatching Girls, and I am relating to kind of painfully intensely to it.
That's what your 20s are about. Like you're trying to figure out who you are, and I think that like I know for me, like in film school, there was this pressure to have a voice, and have a point of view as an artist.
Sure.
And
you can't really do much if you don't have one.
But it's like, looking back, it's ridiculous to expect a 20, 21-year-old to, we have such a, I don't know, like we worship youth in a way in this culture, and the sort of enfant terrible, like that.
Wow.
But like this like myth of I know. The myth of like Spielberg and these guys that come fully formed out of high school.
Is that what enfant terrible means? Someone who comes fully formed?
Just someone who's just like a young...
Yeah.
I don't even really know, to be honest. I just use the word.
It's a terrible infant.
But I think in the context of art... Anyway. I just think we think that young people have more value as artists.
Than they do.
But... I don't know.
How convenient, though, that a couple of crusty old people like us are like, actually, old people are where it's at.
But honestly, like, what you want ideally is this is why it's like that, because young people have the enthusiasm, the energy, and the passion.
Yeah.
So that's what you want that in your art.
Right.
But really, you also want the sort of life experience and the wisdom.
Well, yeah.
And it's rare that you find an old person that still has that youthful exuberance to combine with the wisdom. What's amazing about Lena Dunham...
That's what I was just going to say, is that she is young, she did have a point of view.
Right. She had the wisdom weirdly.
I think, you and I were talking about this last night, but I think that people who don't like Girls and that specifically don't like her confused her for the character of Hannah. But if you watch the after the show stuff on HBO, you see when she's talking about what they're doing with the characters,
it's crazy.
She was very knowing. Like, she knows that Hannah was ridiculous. That's the point.
Like, how could she have had so much?
Oh, she is such a queen.
How could she have had so much perspective and understanding of these characters at the same
while she was in the midst of it?
Yeah, as those characters. And the only thing I can think is that she probably read a lot.
Yeah.
Because where else would you get that understanding and that knowledge?
See, I think, if this is going to be grossly self-congratulatory, I think that at that age, I also seemed to have a kind of world-weary wisdom about me.
Yeah.
But it wasn't learned or earned. It was just something I had soaked up, I think, from reading a lot, probably.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyway,
forgot where we were going with that, but yes.
We have a call. Shall we hear it?
I love it. I love calls.
Yeah, and my promise to you is I don't screen them. I gotta find it, though. Here we go.
Okay, Alison. First of all, I have to say I've been a fan for many years, never called in. But I had to call in because this new word of the day thing you have is the best thing ever. I love words. I love words so much. But I have a JMO for you. Is anybody else upset about words with friends and the words that they allow as words? Because I get so mad. I go to look for the definition of SOX, someone's 45-point word, and it says, plural of sock, like pair of socks. No, that's SOCKS. What the hell is going on? Anyway, yeah, just me or everyone. But please keep the word of the day going. I love it.
I mean, technically, it's our favorite words. Secondly, you didn't give us your name, but I love you, mystery person who's been listening for many years. Thank
Socks
you.
As a plural feels very old-fashioned. That doesn't...
I guess like fox in socks, is that a Dr. Seuss thing? I could see that being SOX.
Well, I don't think it was though.
Okay.
But the Red
White
Sox,
Sox, yeah.
and the White Sox. Yeah, that I think that's old fashioned. But
I would want them to explain what their deal is. Like
the Sox.
Just
Just
explain why you're allowing
yourself socks.
No, not the socks. The Words with Friends. I don't play Words with Friends
I've never
anymore.
played it.
I played it at the beginning.
Yeah, I never did.
It's because you're not a word person.
And I don't have friends.
Right. It's all the things that don't apply to you in one.
I don't really do things with friends.
Yeah. Can we get real for a second? And I don't want to put you on the spot or get like too real or anything, but do you want to talk at all about, you have been delving into some stuff.
Well, I will talk in general terms about it. I mean, I've been doing therapy and,
everyone knows that I'm like a big fan of therapy.
Yeah.
And you are sort of, you've been in and out a little more.
Yeah. And I think I've been going through some stuff that I hadn't really, the way I would describe it is like some big fundamental traumas.
Like core wound type stuff.
That I think that in my 20s that were creating a lot of anger in me, and that I and I dealt with that by I studied Jung and I kind of compartmentalized it. I learned like how to like, okay, I can live with the anger and not have it. I was mostly concerned with like not letting that anger like overpower me.
Mm-hmm.
I was scared of it. And I was like, I don't want to live like that. And so I kind of like dealt with that. And then the issue that was creating it.
Did you deal with it on your own, would you say? As opposed to in therapy?
I did do a little bit of therapy.
Yeah.
I dealt with it intellectually. So I was able to understand certain things, right? And then be like, okay, I understand it. And I understand it in this particular way. And understanding it in this particular way allows me to just move on with my life. I'm not going to like, okay, that's that. I'm going to put it over here.
Right. Like,
and I'm just going to like, and the feeling of anger that arises, I've put a chair in my psychic room, and it's sitting there, and you're welcome to hang out, anger. I'm not going to like push you away, and therefore you have no like power. And it's just part of who I am. And that
worked. With a messy room.
Yeah, that worked. But I think now some things came up recently, and then talking it through, and then that going through that asks a question, which asks another question. You just sort of like go deeper on a thing until I'm realizing. So certain things are being brought up, certain revelations in sort of general terms. Nothing is really new so much as it's just a new understanding of things that is really painful. And I'm like, so, okay, I can't, like there is it's like there's this, it's as though there was the best analogy I can come up with is it's like someone died, okay, and then you never mourned their death, and you just like put it over here and then just went on with your life, right? But you need to mourn that. But mourning it is really scary because
you have to acknowledge the loss. If it were me, but this is you, so go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's not that I have to. Well, acknowledging the loss is.
I was explaining why mourning it is scary.
Acknowledging the loss is scary. It's not the thing it's not the thing that is scary.
Okay.
It's not scary to acknowledge the loss. What's scary are the feelings that come up once you acknowledge the loss, because then it's like this intense amount of grief.
Yeah.
And for me, the prospect of that, like the idea of allowing myself to be vulnerable and to experience that grief, makes me feel exposed to further trauma. Okay, like it makes me feel like I might be further traumatized, even though, once you think it through, that's...
Sorry, I'm hearing children.
The children are outside. It's fine. They're not coming here. They're just playing. And two, it makes me angry. The anger, but it makes me angry that I'm feeling it, that this is even a thing, that I'm having to feel it. And all of those none of this is stuff I want to feel. Like I don't want it. And so it's just been like under the surface for like a few weeks, and it's made me like really hyper, like I have weird, like I'll get really, what am I trying to say? Like
sensitive?
Yeah. Like I'm really sensitive and it's like insecure in a way. Like there's certain things like, this is stupid, but like the fragrance stuff, which is, people don't understand how bizarre it is to me that I am interested in this. It is completely mystifying. I have never in my entire life given a single fuck about perfumes or colognes. It is so far from anything I would think that I would be interested in. So my interest in it is baffling and somewhat disorienting, because like I don't know who I am. Who is this guy?
I don't know. Sensual Dan.
So for a while, I was just confused by it. Now I'm like enjoying the weirdness of it. Like I just feel like, you know what? Sometimes it's good to just
buy 4 fish tanks.
Be incongruous. Just have something crazy that's like not seemingly part of your, and just fuck it. Like this is whatever. But I think that like there is a voice that is always present in my head, this judgmental voice that is the voice of somebody in my life. And that voice has kept me in check in terms of being like, I won't.
Let me give you a little insight. Nobody cares.
I won't explore.
That's the voice.
I won't push beyond certain boundaries because it'll feel, I'll feel a particular way because of this. Sorry, I'm being vague, but I just don't want to get into the details. And so with the fragrance stuff, it's like, it kind of is in that bucket of like not realizing it. And so every time I talk about it, I feel like I have to like go way over the top in terms of like explaining why I'm interested in it, because it's like, you have to understand. And really it's like, I'm talking to that person who I imagine looking at me like, what? And I just need to go through this like mourning process, for lack of a better term. I think that's what I have to do. I don't want to do it. And in order to just move on with my fucking life, because like, it's probably time for me to do it. But the thing that I'm having to accept and acknowledge is extremely painful. So it's, therapy, it's good for you, but it ain't fun.
Well, I think you're very brave.
Yeah. I haven't done it yet.
Aren't you kind of in it now?
Oh, I guess I am. I feel like I'm just starting. I feel like it's like I I just watched a video of a person who ran an ultra marathon. He's like, this is hour 1, of 140 miles.
Oh my God.
And he's like, chipper. And by the end, he's just like hallucinating and like, stumbles past the finish line. And like, I feel like I'm like, it's mile 1, that's how it feels. Now it might not be, but I don't know.
Well, like I said, I think you're being brave and go Daniel. Now, can I change the subject to something much lighter? Because I need to tell someone to get fucked.
Oh,
and this is someone that I like. So, and I hope they don't listen. But here's the deal.
Yeah.
There's some lessons that the children take. And I like to book them at the same time so that it's easier for me. And they take private lessons, one-on-ones. And so they sort of put them on the website. You have to book them on the website. They put them up there piecemeal. So I said to him, he usually lets, like, hey, May lessons are up on the website. June lessons are up on the website. And he's helped me with this before. And I said to him, our June lessons, because I'm like, oh, wait a minute. June is going to be here.
Did they book up?
Somewhat. And it'll be fine. They might just not be able to do lessons together. So I said, our June lessons on the website, and he's like, some of them are, but not all of them. If there's something you're looking for in particular, let me know. So then I wrote back and I'm like, I'm looking for these days for them together. And then he wrote back and he's like, I can't remember exactly, but it was sort of like, I'm insanely busy right now, so I don't have time to help with this. But what's on the website is on the website. Like,
just very curt.
It's not as curt as it seemed, but it felt very curt. Like I felt like, hey guy, you're the one who offered your help. Don't make me feel like I'm annoying you. And then he is someone who, like so many of us, has poor boundaries. And is like, I don't want to always be helping people. But it's like, well, then don't offer.
Right.
You ask, is there something particular? This is like going into a store. A person goes, hi, can I help you? Yes, I'm looking for this perfume.
Yeah.
Don't expect me to find everything for you.
Right.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
I am very sensitive to the smell of mouse, and also I'm very sensitive to feeling like I'm annoying someone, or that I'm too much, or that I'm like being inappropriate, or not that anyone loves that, but I feel like I especially always want to err on whichever side, left or right of that. I always want to err on not being that. So when someone has to like push back, it makes me feel really awful, and he invited it.
Yeah.
So I kind of had an overreaction to that.
Yeah, sounds a little rude, honestly.
It was a little rude.
There's a better way to handle that.
Yeah.
People who establish their boundaries.
Oh my God, the worst.
It's just like, just establish your boundary.
Yeah.
You don't have to be a fucking freak about it.
Yeah. All he had to say is like,
like, I'm so sorry. I'm busy. Like, you can be like that.
It's on the website,
I'd love to help you. I'm super busy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but you can trust what's on the website. Don't worry. Like, it could be like that.
Yeah.
I know.
No reason to be a fucking dildo face about it.
Don't be a dildo face.
No one likes a dildo face.
Speaking of dildo faces, I just want to put this out there once again, to the world. The right people are not going to hear this, but if you are at some sort of drop-off situation and people are needing to park to drop off, I don't know, say their child in the morning, and there's limited space, so everyone's like lined up, and you have dropped off your child, and now you are back in your car, and you need to check your texts or your emails, move your car and check them somewhere else.
Hey, go fuck yourself.
Don't sit in your fucking car.
Did you consider honking at her?
Well, no, because I didn't have time. I just drove up and grabbed a spot way up ahead, and it was like, this happens all the time, and it's like people, I just can't understand or relate to people who are that self-absorbed who cannot be considerate of the people around them. I just don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, I want to fucking just like, I don't know, like just scream at these people.
I'll never forgive.
I will never forgive. I just don't be like that.
Yeah.
My thing, okay.
Oh, what is your thing?
When we were at the Renaissance Fair, I don't know if we talked about this on air.
I don't know. We talked about the Renaissance Fair, but I don't know if we talked about what you're about to talk about.
And I was having a great day.
I know. It's interesting because I was looking at all these whimsical freaks and thinking like, oh, please just stop with your whimsy.
But the thing about it
is, you were enjoying it.
But the thing about it is everyone was super friendly.
Not
I noticed that everybody was...
Shut up, you fucking bitch.
There was a lot of people. And normally in a situation where there's a lot of people, there's a lot of grouch. From
DQ? Oh, no, or just from everyone. Yeah.
Like at Disneyland.
Yeah,
I feel like people are grouchy.
Right. Or like a COVID testing center.
But at this, I think because it was like everyone who's there is in costume and everyone kind of like is like, we're all on the same page.
Right.
And I think because of that, everyone's like super friendly with each other. And it was like, and it occurred to me like, this is a high trust community, like high trust. When you have high trust, then people are considerate of one another. They're more friendly and generous. I mean, we've had great experiences. We had someone give Elliot like a few years ago, like
a prop.
It gave him this cool chain, and was because he just looked cool. Like there's this generosity of spirit when people are in a high trust community. And I think about, in the world, when you look at communities that are high trust, there's less crime, people are happier. And right now in America, we are very low trust. What? Like there's lots, because of things like, stop it. Because of things like social media and just lots of factors, right? They're creating a low trust society. And I think things like this fucking cunt, if I'm going to be friendly about it, who's sitting in her car preventing me from being able to drop off my kids as the bell rang, that's a product a little bit of a low trust society, right? We're cynical about each other. We're not giving a shit about each other. We're shutting down with regards to each other. And I think I guess my revelation was this, that needs to be the thing we're talking about.
Trust.
Creating the goal right now for us in the United States of America,
oh boy,
and in the world, God damn it, is the goal should be, how do we create a high trust society? How do we create high trust communities? Because that everything follows from that.
Yeah.
If we can make that a priority and go like, we need to all be on the same fucking page and trust each other, then we will have better communities. And maybe that means rounding up the minorities and getting them out. Maybe it means, do you know what I mean? Like cleaning the streets of
people
all
who
of
don't fit in.
Undesirables.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Things like this create
things that will allow the trains to run on time.
Trains run on time when there are fewer minorities. And
a leader with a tiny mustache.
More leaders with weird tiny mustaches.
It's the facial hair. It's the creative facial hair on sort of impotent fascistic leaders that we've lost.
Now, obviously I'm joking with all this, but I'm not joking about high trust. I do think that for me to say this, it's like the obstacles are social media and things that are huge obstacles that I don't know that there's a solution to that problem. I don't know that there's a solution here, but like if we were to say like, okay, I think it's a good way of thinking about how we want to fix those things.
Wait, can we go back for 1 second though?
Well, hold on.
Okay.
So like if we're talking about social media and stuff, it's like you don't want to say, oh, we just want to get rid because it's making us all angry. It's like, no, we want to get rid of we want to revise this these things so that we can create high trust societies.
Yeah. So it's interesting because, and I don't want to get too far into this because we need to end the show, but I just did want to say, with all the joking that you made, and I am concerned about someone just taking a clip of that and losing the context, but that you were joking. But when you're talking about a high trust society, I do think homogeneity lends itself to high trust. However, I don't think homogeneity is the goal, because homogeneity is negative for all the, in a society is negative for all the, well, I think, no, but if it becomes, if a whole bunch of people who love tennis happen to live together and create a tennis commune, that's probably high trust until they all start having weird sex. But what I'm saying is, if the goal is homogeneity and that turns into exclusion, that's bad. So you want to be inclusive. So
it can be that, like Japan is a high trust society. They're all Japanese, homogeneous. But the beautiful thing about America is that we can find that in another way through our shared values. So it's like, no, I don't think we should all be the same race or religion or anything like that. No, that's not American. Right. Maybe that's Japanese. Maybe that's good for Japan. And that's fine for Japan, but that's not America. For America,
well, it's good for a lot of, or it has worked for a lot of small countries. But I think
it has worked for America during certain eras in certain ways, and it's like shared values. So we all need to have the shared values to create a high trust society. We don't have to be all from the same background or the same race, but right now we don't even have the same values. So we need to get back on that page.
Yeah, and they have to be values that you and I approve of, because there are people out there who are like, I want everyone to have shared values, and those are scary.
But the values are just right.
Don't sit in a parking spot and check your phone when Daniel's trying to park is one. Obviously. And don't invite me to ask for help and then tell me I'm bugging you.
And obviously this is the problem. Like Tucker Carlson's ideas of the shared values are different.
Or
from mine.
Focus on the family's ideas.
Right. And so maybe this is impossible. Or maybe it's only possible on the hyper local level.
Maybe I feel like values has this Orwellian connotation. So what's another word for values? Shared manners, maybe.
No, values just in the sense that we value an open society. We value multiculturalism. We value free speech and liberty and mutual respect and taking care of one another. Like it doesn't have to be in the context of religion. It doesn't have to be in the context of some sort of, it's just the Constitution of the United States.
I agree with you.
We the people.
I agree with you. I'm just saying.
Doesn't have to be more than that.
I agree with you. I'm just saying I think the term values has been co-opted by Heritage Foundation or tons of these.
There's lots of cynical groups that have fucked
we need a return to family values.
And again, this might be impossible on any kind of large macro scale, but maybe
if someone can do it, Spencer Pratt can.
I mean, he's got my vote.
In Burbank.
I can't vote for him.
Yeah.
But if so, I mean, I wouldn't vote for him though. I just want First Lady Heidi Montag.
Oh my God.
Imagine it.
Oh my God.
Just imagine it.
I also don't want to go too deep in the Spencer thing. You and I have a bit of a difference of opinion about Spencer, because I am like, I can't believe these
I never watched The Hills.
Okay. Because I'm like, I can't believe all these motherfuckers think that Spencer Pratt would be good for mayor. Oh my God. Haven't we done this before? Haven't we elected a disgraced reality star? And then you're like, I get why people are supporting him though, because what he's saying is compelling, to which I say, yes, but someone can stand up at a school rally and they can say, when I'm school president, I'm going to outlaw homework and I'm going to have, a chocolate pudding fountain. And I don't even know exactly what he's saying, but even if it resonates, it is good that one person is articulating that. But on the other hand, does he have a plan to do any of this?
He claims to. I'm not saying I would vote for him.
Of course he claims to.
But he's outlined it. I don't know if it's realistic. I don't know anything about that sort of thing. But I'm not saying I'd vote for him. I'm just saying I understand why people would vote for him.
Yes, because
I'm not saying I
Right.
agree or endorse him.
I didn't understand it with Trump. Like, I didn't understand the people who were like, we just need to shake things up. I guess a little more I do understand it with the Spencer thing and looking at the other mayoral candidates. Like,
Yeah, you've got like a DSA candidate on there.
I can
and-
understand the thing of like, I don't like these, I guess I'll vote for him. Whereas with Trump, it didn't seem that way to me. But I
Yeah.
know that people are saying that's
I understand
how they
Trump
felt.
too.
Not quite, but
I get it. I just don't agree.
yeah.
I don't want to get into all
Well,
that.
I will say this. He was horrible on the hills. I don't mean horrible like
a bad dude.
no, I mean, that's what I mean. I don't mean horrible like a bad reality star. I mean like horrible like a bad dude. But then when he appeared on TikTok, all of a sudden he had this renaissance of people who were like, wait a minute, do I like Spencer all of a sudden? Because he was like sharing the actual behind the scenes
My
stuff.
understanding of The Hills, though, is it was heavily scripted.
Yeah. Well, sure. Maybe he was on the receiving end of a bad edit or something, but it's not like, what? That guy came off poorly on TV because he's been a great guy in his own life. Like, well, whatever. I just know what people are saying, which is that he's made terrible
I don't
financial
know anything
decisions.
about the guy. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, he is saying the things that someone who wants to win should say, and the others
Aren't.
are not.
Yeah, I hear
And,
that.
Like, I just think that right now the appetite, for better or worse, in most cases worse, the appetite is for people who are outsiders, who
Right.
are plain spoken, who speak to the pain and the concerns and fears of the people.
And specifically the like economic bottom line, real world pains and concerns, especially in a city that just had crazy fires, as opposed to like identity politics concerns, which is the kiss of death right now.
Los Angeles has some specific concerns. So it's got those, but it's also got a crazy homeless problem.
Right.
There are places that used to be places you could go, you can't go anymore.
Like downtown LA.
Yeah, or West LA, Santa Monica, like Venice Beach.
I remember. Oh my God. I had forgotten. Hey, Big Nose.
Yeah, it's scary. And like, look, I'm compassionate, but if you have a schizophrenic drug addict ranting and raving on your street,
Yeah, it's
and you have
unpleasant.
children, like you're not a
know.
bad person for not wanting that to be there. That doesn't mean that you don't have compassion for that person on the street. But by the way, like, is it good for that person to be on the street? Like,
Right.
we don't seem to be addressing the problem.
Right.
And like, I have no fucking idea what the solution to any of this is. I do not know. But
Pratt Daddy Crystals.
no one's done anything about it. And so when people like are driving down their city and they love their city and they're just seeing tent encampment after tent encampment and parks that they used to be able to go to, they can't go to anymore, and needles piled up in stairwells of parking garages and shit, like, people eventually are just going to have it. They're going to
they're
go
gonna
for
have
somebody.
to go for someone from
They're
the
gonna,
hills.
they're going to go for someone who's just like, there's a saying, if the Democrats don't solve it, the fascists will.
That's a saying?
I don't know if they say
Put
Democrats,
that on a needle point.
but it's like with immigration.
Oh.
Like if the Democrats don't come up with a compassionate solution, then the people are going to turn to the
Yeah.
fascists because they want a solution, and that's what's happened. So it's like the Democrats need to get it together.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a lot of sclerotic thinking and sort of institutional,
Sclerotic. That's a word of the week.
yeah,
Could be.
institutional sort of like morass.
Another
And
good
they need
word.
to like, it needs to be freshened up.
Yeah.
People need, and I think it's happening, but it's happening slowly. And in LA politics, it's not happening.
Right.
But hopefully this will be like a wake up call. And the answer is not fucking DSA. I just do not come
You say
at
that
me.
as someone who had been DSA.
I flirted with DSA, but holy shit. Absolutely fucking not. That's
Yeah.
a hard red line for me, the DSA. But we'll see. I'm trying not to think too much about this shit anymore. It just drives me crazy.
On that depressing note, I would like to thank everyone for listening. I'd like to remind everyone that I'm on Patreon, patreon.com/AlisonRosen, and Substack, AlisonRosen.substack.com. Also, check out Childish.
You just got Fitz-dogged.
And Alison and Todd After Hours. Daniel, anything?
Just this.
Remember to comment, review.
Comment. We love hearing from you.
Thumbs up,
Tell
all the
a
ways.
friend.
Engage, people.
Tell your frag-friendly friends
Yeah.
to
your
come listen to the
FFFs.
new Frag Daddy on Fragalicious. That's the new podcast.
I thought you were plugging this podcast.
That's what this podcast is going to become.
Fragalicious.
I don't know.
Alison Rosen is your new best smelling friend.
Frag Daddy and his frag hag. Alison Rosen.
Thank you for listening. I love you. You matter. Goodbye.
Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen show? We had a good time, but now we gotta go. Thank you for choosing the Alison Rosen show. Alison Rosen is your new best friend. That's right, that's right. Those good times don't seem to end. That's right, that's right. Alison Rosen is your new best friend. Hey, do you know about the Alison Rosen show? We had a good time, but now it's time to go. Hope to see you next time for the Alison Rosen show.